Back in 2014, I was a skinny teenage kid. I did a bit of running to stay active, but when I injured my knee, I had to find something new. Started hitting the gym, and over the next few years, I gained a lot of size and strength. The only problem was I didn't look or feel great. Fast forward to 2022, and I made getting in the best shape of my life my number one priority. It worked as well. I learned so much about my diet, nutrition, and training. And 1 year later, I started running again recreationally to add to my fitness journey. I've learned so much with my training in the gym and my running that I wish I could go back to when I was that college kid and apply my knowledge so I could skip the whole bulky gym bro phase and go straight to the hybrid athlete lifestyle. And that's what today's video is going to be about. Step by step, how I'd go from being that skinny teenager to building the aesthetic physique that I have now. So let's get into it. So if you're not already, get in the gym 4 days a week minimum, and then up into 5 or 6 as your body starts to adapt. So the most important thing you need to be doing when you first start off is learning the proper technique for core compound exercises, all the squatting, pressing, rowing and pulling movements. These are the most important exercises that build the most muscle and strength. And then you want to start to add in isolation exercises to build a strong mind-muscle connection. Things like chest flies, lat pull down and lateral raises should be staples in your training routine. From there though, you can really have a play around with some different exercises to find out what works best for you. Obviously we're runners as well, so we want to make sure when we train legs that most of the exercises that we're doing are done unilaterally so we can build strength evenly on both sides. If you want to see my current leg routine, then click the video up above. I think the most important thing with your training in the gym though is that you're pushing yourself in every session. It doesn't matter how often you go to the gym, what split you have or what exercise you do if you're not giving it your best every time you turn up. Running is a lot harder than training in the gym. You're in pain for a lot longer. In the gym, you get those time between sets to reset and focus your attention and go again. With running, you don't get that privilege. You can be in pain for 2 to 3 hours sometimes without stopping. And if you can apply that same mentality from running to your gym sessions, then making progress and building muscle becomes a lot easier. You can also train suboptimally and make more progress than if you was training correctly, for example, if you just had the right mindset. That doesn't mean don't train properly. That just means that your mentality is the most important thing. So the next thing we're going to talk about is BMR and macros. And this is where I went wrong when I first started training in the gym. I overate so much. I had poor food choices. I didn't know how much I was meant to be eating. All I really cared about was making sure that I got 25 grams of protein in with every meal. And I didn't even care about the quality of that protein at the time either. The funny thing was, all this could have been easily avoided if I just figured out my BMR and balanced my macros properly. So I want you to pause this video and go online and do a BMR calculator if you haven't done this already. This stands for basal metabolic rate, and this is going to give you your daily energy expenditure based on your gender, height, weight, and activity level. Do this calculation as accurately as possible. And then once you have your number, just eat 100 to 200 calories above this to start gaining. You may have to adjust it a few times or even build up to it if it feels like you're eating too much. For me, where I'm at right now, I eat just over 3,000 calories and that's for maintenance. So you know now how many calories you need to be eating. All you have to do now is figure out how to balance those calories into your macronutrients. So we're going to start with protein. And it used to be recommended that we would just eat 1 gram per pound of body weight daily. But now it's recommended that it's between 0.6 and 0.8 per pound of body weight daily for maximal muscle growth. Not all protein is equal either, so make sure 70% of the protein that you're eating comes from animal sources. Those proteins are absorbed and utilized a lot better by the body than proteins that come from plants, for example. The rest of our calories will come from fats and carbs, which are our energy sources. Now with these two, this is something I play around with and constantly try out different ratios. With the lifestyle that I'm living, I am starting to slowly realize that I need to be eating more carbohydrates, which sucks a bit because I really want to try out things like a keto diet, but it's just not optimal. But have a play around and see what works for you. If you want to try high fat, then go ahead. But if you start to feel that your energy levels when you're running or in the gym, you feel a little bit weaker, then maybe up your carbs a little bit and then just keep making changes based on how you feel. The most important thing is that you're eating good quality carbohydrate sources and healthy fats. This is how my macro balance currently looks. I eat between 160 to 180 grams of protein per day, and then my carbs are at 300 grams and my fats are 113 grams. One thing I will say is don't consume fats pre-exercise, especially if you're running, as this affects digestion. A great pre-exercise meal that I have is some porridge with honey and banana on top, and then a protein shake on the side. And this is what I have pre-exercise every day. Another thing I will say is that I don't go crazy with this. I don't track every single day. I'd say I do it most days just to make sure that I'm eating enough calories because of the lifestyle that I live. Obviously, the more accurate and the more often you do it, the better your results will be. So if you're trying to build muscle and get to the physique that you want and you're not there yet, then it might be worth just locking in and focus on it for a time. And then when you reach your desired level, then just lay off a bit like I do now. One final thing I want to say here is that I eat mostly whole foods. So my body's ability to regulate my appetite is very accurate and quite spot on. Compared to if I was to eat loads of junk food that's like hyper palatable, then I'd probably end up overeating. When you make your diet majority whole foods, you become a lot healthier and you can get away with not tracking every single day. So the final thing I want to talk about is how to balance the gym with running. People in the gym space for years have been debating what the correct split is. And it's even harder when you add running to the equation. There's no real correct split. It's just important that you make sure you leave enough time for your muscles to recover before you work them again. So I'm going to show you how my split currently looks, and we'll go through all the key points. So here's my running split. Tuesday, I'll do my easy run. I'll do my speed session on Thursday, and I save my long run for the weekend. So here's how my gym session looks like on top of that. So the key points here and how I've balanced it with running is that on Tuesday, for example, I'll do my back and bi session with stretching at the end, and then I'll do my easy run on the same day. I make sure I save my easy run for after the gym, as back and bis requires a lot more energy. And if you look at my Thursday, I have legs on the same day as my speed work session, which is fucking brutal, to be honest. But with this one, I want to be prioritizing my speed session, so I'll do that beforehand. I'll give myself a few hours break, and then I'll train legs later on in the day. It's because I don't want to be doing speed work like tempo or intervals right after doing legs, because this will affect my performance. And then my long run is by itself on the weekend, because this takes up a lot of time and energy usually. With my actual gym training, I'm in the gym 6 days a week. I hit chest and tris twice a week and back and bis twice a week. You might not be able to do this at first, but as your body adapts, you can hit multiple muscle groups twice a week. I'll alternate between abs and stretching every other day, and the stretching is very important for both gym training and running. That's all I can really say for training split. Just make sure you're leaving enough time for your muscles to recover before you go again, and find a split that works for you and your current goals, and you should be good. So that's everything for this video. If you have any suggestions of what type of fitness content you want to see next, then drop a comment below. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you.